Welcome to the Killshot MMA podcast. It's UFC 315, your main event. Valentina Shevchenko and Manon Ferriot. That's right. Sorry. I guess on paper it's actually Bilal Muhammad and Jack Della Matalena. The state of welterweight is fucking atrocious right now. But we're gonna break down all 12 fights. Is it 12?
It is
12 fights on this card. Keeping DraftKings front of our mind, try and take down some tournaments. Again, plenty of helmets up on the leaderboard last week. We were down 2 weeks ago, but it's been a nice little run of a few weeks here. So if you want to join DFS Army, get access to more notes, in-depth breakdowns, in addition to what you have on the podcast, straight up strategies, domination station, optimizer, any last minute changes, ask any questions to the coaches, myself, Monk, anybody else in there. I guess I should give shout out to Eric, Vince, and Gino, who write up notes most weeks. Everybody's pretty on it. That being said, great team. Make sure you join up. Link in the bio over on YouTube. I don't think I gave us the intro in the beginning. I'm Sniper. If you don't know, if you don't know that, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you, but you definitely know Monk over there dishing out all the DraftKings stat goodness. We're gonna break it all down. If my voice goes at some point, I am battling an illness, which seems to be just the state of life these days. But so apologies if it gets to me at some point. Do my best. Got some water. Let's break down 12 fights here. After you, by the way, go and smash that like button. Now that you've done that, Mug, I think it's a legitimate question this week. Top or bottom? What's better to attack?
We got to start with the bottom. We have to.
Do we?
We gotta. Oh yeah.
I would argue I'm more interested in Katona Almacan than I am Bilal Jack Della Matalena. And that's a little bit of hyperbole. Not much. Not much.
Yeah, last week was decent. This week's a little slower. Still got some dog picks here. I upset everyone with the RDR pick. I got another one I'm going to upset people with this week. It's going to be
you were spot on with RDR where I was with you that nickel was the worst 9K play. I will say I'm not shitting on this card as a whole. I'm shitting on the top of this card. The top of this card is rough. I actually think you got Jazzy J filling the holes of Andraj. Radke Malot's fun. Sterling Urslon will be a fun fight. Bukowskis Coutaba. But like the undercard's a solid undercard. It's a good card. You get up top and you go, ugh.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. But we'll break it all down. Let's go. Brad Katona, Bekzat Almacan. Almacan minus 150. Comeback on Katona is plus 130. Fight goes to decision is minus 285, as you'd expect from these two guys. Your DraftKings salaries here. Excuse me. Almacan's 8,600. Katona 7,600. Monk, who you got?
I'm going to have to side with Brad Katona here as the underdog at 7,600. Look, man, I'm a stat guy. I got no stats for Bekzat. I mean, we got to throw them all out. I'm not saying he's a bad fighter because he lost to Umar Nurmagomedov on short notice. That's not the case. And also the one significant strike he landed to the head, he knocked Umar down with it, scored a knockdown for that one. So he's got 10 KO TKO victories out of 11 wins. I think 1-1 in submissions. So yeah, or 9 KO TKO wins. So that's what we're looking for out of Almacan. I'm liking Brad Katona here because he's never been finished in his professional career. Obviously, there's a first for everything. His defense is pretty kind of serviceable. The striking defense is what I'm most worried about. But the offensive numbers in every category, striking, takedowns, control, are better than average by a lot. So I'm going to have to side with Katona at the price. He's landing 4.5 to 5 strikes a minute per round. Lot control time, takedowns in every single round. He's also getting hit a lot. So that's what we're worried about. It's a risky pick, but I like him for GPPs. I like a little bit of Bekzat too, but honestly, I just got to see it first.
I'm on the Katona side as well, mostly because the line is Bekzat Almacan's a favorite because he knocked down Umar Nurmagomedov.
I think so.
And then got butt fucked
for 14.
I get it. Most people are going to get that against Umar, but I don't know if one strike's enough for me to make him a favorite over Katona, who's a really well-rounded fighter, and he's smart. If he's got the advantage striking, he'll strike. If he needs to grapple, he'll grapple. I think he's well-rounded. I think he pulls an upset here. And regardless of that minus 285 to go to decision line, he's my favorite he is my preferred DraftKings play
Mm-hmm.
in this fight. Amakan a little sneaky, but I can't play everybody in this range. I think he's going to get a little too chalky for my like. I will take the Katona side as well. All right, let's move on to Daniel Santos, Jung Young Lee. Favorite is Lee at this point. Did that flip?
It must have. I have it in here as a pick'em. But
yep,
yeah,
it has flipped a little bit. So Jung Young Lee is now minus, call it averaging out about minus 125. Comeback on Daniel Santos is plus 105. Your fight distance prop, fight ends inside the distance, is minus 160. And your DraftKings salaries for these guys, Santos is 8,300. Lee is 7,900, which means you get odds value. He's going to be, I guess, more popular at this point. Monk, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I'm kind of liking it. We get 7,900. So it's decent as a favorite. I swear we just talked about Santos fighting someone like a few weeks ago. Did that get canceled? Because I had to like triple check because the last fight I have for him is Johnny Munoz. I swear we just talked about it a few weeks ago. I don't
think so, but I'll look real quick while you're talking. Was it Gabriel Santos fighting?
Maybe, but I thought I know I focused on Willie Cat. Like I swear I said that.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're right. He was supposed to, you are correct, sir. Look at Monk all over it. He was supposed to fight Davey Grant, and he pulled out. Right. Santos pulled out for medical issues.
That's
which is probably why the line is moved towards Jun Young Lee here.
Most likely. Thank you for looking that up. It was driving me crazy, and for some reason I just didn't check Tapology. I'm on the underdog again, I think. I think the stats are really close. It looks like Lee has the better striking defense, and it's not really close. Santos just simply allows too much. He lands 4.2, but he absorbs 5.12 over his career. The head striking, distance striking, body striking defense is all pretty bad. Takedown and control, though, is decent. And Jun Young Lee does have some takedown, some control offense as well. He's also fought, by strength of schedule, decent competition. Oh, yeah, it was the Hyder Emil loss in 1 minute. Now, I'm kind of high on Hyder Emil as a quote-unquote prospect. I know he's not like 22, but I'm high on that guy, so I don't take much out of that. He beat Blake Builder 2 or 3 takedowns, almost 5 minutes of control time. He got controlled for 5 minutes, still outlanded Blake like 2.5 to 1. Beat Yija and a couple of other guys on the road to the UFC. So I like the stats I'm seeing from him. And Daniel Santos, I mean, we are seeing tons of takedowns, 2 of 4, 3 of 4 from Munoz, lots of control time. So if Jun Young Lee can avoid that, I think he has a decent chance at a decision win. I'm not looking for him to break the bank on Santos. This is probably strictly a GPP fight. I can get to my cash guys a little bit easier, even now that Jun Young Lee is 7,900 and a favorite. So, I mean, that does add value a little bit in cash, but I don't know. It still seems pretty risky. And is Santos even going to fight again? So, I mean, obviously he's not going to pull out twice in a row, most likely, but you never know. So I'm going to have to take Jun Young Lee. We don't know how Daniel Santos looks or feels after that fight. Hopefully it's good, and hopefully he gets a paycheck. But, yeah, he just gets hit a little too much for my liking.
So I'm also going to avoid in cash. I'm on the Santos side. Mostly I think he can get takedowns here. I also think on the feet, I think he's got a little more pop in his striking. I think he can land a knockout here. I just like him a little bit better all around in terms of grappling, power, and the striking. It is that kind of that X factor that's keeping it kind of an up in the air fight for me. Just pulled out, which I had obviously forgotten about as well. But that makes sense in the line move. Regardless, I was going to always play this fight GPP only with a slight lean towards Santos. And really, all that extra information does for me is keep me from going higher on Santos as people move away from him. Because typically, as people are moving towards lean, if I like Santos, I'm going, all right, I'll play more of them. Screw you guys. But I'm still going to pick him. I'm not going to sway all the way around because we don't know exactly what happened, how he's going to feel. Was it a bad weight cut? But was he sick trying to cut weight? There's so many things going on. I'll take Santos. He just looks a little better. GPP fight all around. Right, let's move on and let's talk Marc-Andre Bario and Bruno. I get poked in the eyes a lot. Silva. It's amazing.
It's like he's got a magnet in there, man.
I feel bad for the guy. Barrio's minus 150. Silva is plus 130. Fight ends inside the distance, minus 200. So a good one for GPPs. DraftKings salaries, Bario is 8,400. Silva is 7,800. Monk, who you rostering?
Look, man, these guys are pretty much the same guy. If I'm looking at it on paper, they both have very good striking offense, like very high as far as the ratings go. They have no takedowns. They have a little control and zero defense. I mean, they both have losing UFC records. The fight's minus 200 ITD. So it really comes down to who's looked worse lately. And I think
that's an easy answer.
Yeah, Bruno Silva, in my opinion, has looked worse recently. He has, like, Barrio's been fighting Curtis Pfeiffer Stoltzfus, so it started high. And it's getting worse.
Wait. Bruno Silva, he fought Shara for what that's worth.
I don't think Shara is good.
But regardless, though, look, he went.
Weidman he poked him 50 times in the eyes.
That was so bad. You got to give him a break. They got poked so often. But,
yeah, you do have to give him a break there.
Unanimous decision loss to Nordiev, Shara. If you go to Marc-Andre Barrio, how do you say he doesn't look worse? He can't not get knocked out. He can't stay conscious. He hasn't made it to the end of a first round in the last few fights.
That's true, but Bruno Silva, I mean, he's 1-7 or 1-6 in his last 7. Anyone that he's everyone's taking him down, like Nardiev, like Weidman. I don't think Barrio's going to do that at all. I just think this is going to be a standing affair. And look, let's face it, you don't get points taken away. Poke this dude in his eyes and then knock him out. If I'm MAB, that's what I'm fucking doing. You don't get points taken away. So just
imagine.
Hit him with the fucking 2-finger right hook combo, and then it's over. So yeah, this is strictly GPPs. I think I wrote a 50-50 coin flip fight. I'm just picking Barrio. Silva, I mean, it's not his fault. He should have won that Weidman fight. And my personal bias against Shara Magomedov, it is getting better since that, back fist was impressive. The double back fist, whatever. But yeah, I'm just going to lean Barrio. I already picked 2 dogs. I don't know if I can pick 3 in a row to start the card.
I'm trying to see if there's a no contest prop that I could bet here.
That is true.
I don't see one, but I know they're floating around.
I know Silva's lost to, Alex Pereira, but, Barrio lost to Anthony Hernandez. So we're both, those are 2 really good guys in very different aspects of MMA. So it's really who makes a mistake first and who knocks the other guy out. You got to play both sides.
It really is that, yes, play both sides. I'm on the other side because MAB can't stay conscious. And with his style, the way he moves forward, getting hit and going out,
that's fair.
The problem. Dustin Stoltzfus is good. Big power hitter, kinda, I guess.
Did he beat? I always get Pfeiffer and Nickel confused. Last week I said Nickel beat GM3, and I look back, I was like, "What the fuck am I talking about?"
And I just assume it's all the smoke you're getting from weed, but
not anymore, not these days.
Yeah, I assume Geek is loading you up.
Yeah.
Look. I'm on MAB, all the same fight breakdown, but I'm on MAB to get knocked out, I should say. Bruno Silva is my preferred GPP play, but again, not one for cash games. Not really a need to overanalyze that one. These next 3 fights are phenomenal prelims. I really can't say it enough.
That's true.
Navajo Sterling, Ivan Urslon. Sterling minus 310. Come back on Urslon is plus 255. Fight ends inside the distance, minus 190. Some more violence down here in the prelims to entice you to buy this bullshit pay-per-view. But go ahead and stream it, guys. F you, Dana. Put this shit on Netflix, please. DraftKings salaries. Sterling is 9,100. Urslon is 7,100. Monk, who you got?
I am going to pick the dog here. I was trying.
Me too. I was just going to say I haven't picked a lot of dogs.
Yeah,
in terms of salary and
3 for 4.
You are, but I'm joining you with a massive underdog here. You're against the grain.
Yeah, I like Urslon here. Look, man, even if you just play it for DK, like betting aside, first of all, the line's too wide. Second of all,
yes.
Just for DFS, like I put GPP fade on Sterling. These striker only guys, if they don't win in the first round, they're not paying off salaries, especially when they're, how much did you say? 91.
The fade part is rough because if he wins, he probably does knock out Urslon.
Right. So you have to, you got to play him in GPP. But yeah, if if he's not getting it done in the first, I just don't think he's going to score well. It's these striker only guys that don't do, that don't score well. He did attempt a few takedowns in the DWCS, no success there, less than a minute of control. I mean, Urslon, it's hard to put your money on him. So I'm not betting on this fight per se, or not per se. I'm not betting on this fight, but he's got the experience, man. 3 times the amount of pro fights than Navajo Sterling. Everybody saw the stat this week about how the undefeated guys in the UFC are like 35 or 40% or less win rate. We just saw 2 last week that lost their I'm thinking it's another one this week. So yeah, I'm on Urslon. You play Urslon in GPP fights or even in cash, you can literally get to anyone. I mean, there's a couple of dogs I like a lot this week, of cheap dogs. He's one of them. I think we're going to get to the other one unless we already talked about it. No, we haven't talked about it. So yeah, I'm having no problem with construction. Throw Urslon in there. As long as he gets out of the first, I think he has a chance to pay it off. 7,100. If he gets a win, he's probably optimal with any win. So yeah, I just don't trust Sterling yet. I will have a bit of him in GPP for that first round knockout upside, but I got to see more first.
Urslon to me is not cash viable. I got other dogs I like for cash, but agree with you. I think the grappling is going to be the X factor here. I think he could put Sterling on his ass
exactly
and just beat the shit out of him for 3 rounds. Sterling's live with the first round KO. I guess I'll be underweight to Sterling, overweight to Urslon. Just that simple.
Yep.
Sometimes I don't got to overcomplicate things. All right, let's take a look at Iwan Coutaba and Modestus Bukowskis. Coutaba, it's basically a pick'em fight. Just call it pick'em. Odds vary a little bit. It looks like most of the books, there's an ever so slight lean towards Coutaba at the moment. I'm looking at average about -115 to -120 and about even money on Bukowskis. Your fight ends inside the distance. I would say it'd be a bajillion, but all of a sudden Iwan wants to be measured and shit. But it's still a -210 ITD prop. And your DraftKings salaries here, Coutaba is 8,200, Bukowskis is 8,000. Monk, for me, the salaries kind of make up for Iwan's lack of aggression recently, because now it's mid-range salaries with that number. I'm going to have a shit ton of this fight. About for you.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree, man. And the reason I picked Urslon in the last one is because it was such a close fight against this dude, Iwan Coutaba. They both landed takedowns, both landed control time. I mean, Ivan had 5 minutes against Coutaba. Boy, it's really hard to talk about Ivan Urslon and Iwan Coutaba at the same time.
When they fought each other, it was fucking awful.
My brain is like, yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, it is 100% true what you said. Coutalaba's given himself the Johnny Walker treatment. I can't talk today. So he's really kind of slowed down and become less, maybe not erratic is the right word, just less wild overall. But we know he still has that power. In 2 minutes against Bozer, he landed 30 strikes. He landed over 3 a minute against Linz, 3 a minute, 5 a minute against Ibo Aslan, in which he subbed him, getting back to his first round wins. This dude, when he wins in the first round, puts up monster scores, and there's no doubt about it. Bukowskis, I'm not impressed. Like, lost to Vitor Petrino. He beat Pedro Paunga, Prakniau, and Rafael Cerquera, who might be one of the worst light heavyweight prospects we've seen lately. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just on Coutaba. The price is just what you said. It's fantastic. You got to play both, but I'm much heavier on Iwan Coutaba.
Same with you. I'm high on the Coutaba side. I'll probably be under on Bukowskis as well. They're big guys. He's got power. Coutaba can get reckless, and Bukowskis is kind of a measured counter striker, really good striker.
Right.
But I think Coutalaba's got more power, more tools in his toolbox. That kind of toned back approach will actually do Coutalaba here in this matchup. I think once he gets takedowns, he can do well. What I'm worried about is if he overcorrects and gets into like a sparring type match, Bukowskis beats him. Like, there are plenty of paths here, and that won't score well. Either way, I'm going to be over to the fight, over on Coutalaba, under on Bukowskis. I do think the power and grappling, the X factors play out in that way.
For sure. And he should use it because he's coming in at a height and a reach disadvantage. Coutaba is.
Yep. I mean, one of the funniest quotes of all times, Jasmine Jasdavicius knows that Jessica Andraj has got holes and she's going to fill them. It's just phenomenal. And you see her face when she realizes it.
So good.
It was great. Jasdavicius is -300. Andraj +250. Look, Andraj is a legend in her own right. The fight is -115 to go to end in a finish. but we all know what Andraj's issues are. They are the wrestling and grappling against bigger, stronger competition. By the way, Jazz is 9,200. Andraj is 7,000. I mean, Jazz is just going to be too big, too strong. No, Monk? Who do you got?
Yeah, I'm firmly on the Jasmine Jasudavicius side here. She is, in my opinion, improving in every single fight that she fights in. Boy, nothing was probably better than that early on Natalia Silva loss that she took. She was not able to land any takedowns, not for lack of trying. 6 attempts. She still out-controlled her almost 3.5 to 1 minute. Just couldn't get much else going and did lose that fight, via unanimous decision. The Tracy Cortez fight was extremely close on paper, take out the round by round scoring. She came out just barely on top, but I think she's been improving in every single fight, man. And Jessica Andrade, I think, hit her ceiling a little bit ago. She's also coming off of a loss to Natalia Silva, beats Marina Rodriguez, but she just retired. Beat Mackenzie Dern. That was a quality win in which Mackenzie Dern wasn't able to get any takedowns. But the Suarez fight, the Blanchfield fight, I mean, any of these other women that are taking her down at strawweight, I know the Blanchfield fight was at flyweight. She's just not looking great. And overall, I think she is 3-1. So she has 28 DraftKings or UFC fights. She's 3-1 in 3-round women's flyweight fights. And she has, that's a decent record, but she hasn't looked great and hasn't really, the one loss is Natalia Silva. The 5-rounder, that was a 5-round against Blanchfield, so I'm not counting that one. But yeah, I just like Jasmine overall. You got to play a little bit of Andraj, of course, because both of these women go off on DraftKings. This is one of my favorite fights to target this week. Women's flyweight is all over the place on this card, and I think this is the best one by far to target for DraftKings. Both women average well over 100 points. They both give up 100 points when they lose. It's fantastic. Well, at least Andraj does. So I'll be much heavier on the Jasudavicius side, but I'm going to have to play a little Andraj in GPPs.
But the Colemaine's got 5 rounds to work with. It's hard for me to make that case, but I am all about Jasudavicius here. She's also going to, she's a big flyweight.
Mm-hmm.
And Andraj is,
advantage here.
Yeah, Andraj floats between strawweight and flyweight. So,
yeah,
bigger, stronger. Her strengths play into Andraj's weaknesses here. I know it's a big money line difference for someone, with the name of Andraj, who's still winning fights. The quality of takedown attempts from Jasudavicius versus Mackenzie Dern are just different. It's just 100%. She's gonna outpower her. Yep. So I like Jazz here. I'll play her in cash games if she fits, if she fits in the hole, and we'll go from there. I'll be over on Jazz, under on Andrade. There are other dogs I like. A couple we've already talked about.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we got Mike Malot, Charlie Ratke. Malot's about -160. Ratke about +140. Your fight probably ends at a distance prop is -210. So again, more violence here on the undercard, but don't get spoiled. The main card got full of decisions here after BSD and that shit show. But we'll talk about that momentarily. Mike Malot, 8,900. Ratke, 7,300. Monk, who you got?
Yeah, Chuck Buffalo, great nickname, fantastic.
Chuck Buffs.
We're not picking, this isn't the nickname show. We're not picking based on nicknames. So the decision win to one of the worst, what weight class are we in? One of the worst welterweights in history, Blood Diamond. Actually, he's so bad, we don't even call him Blood Diamond. We call him Mike Matetha because that's his name. That was terrible. He took that dude to decision. Blood Diamond outstruck him. It was just bad. He got 9 minutes of control time and still, got the win. But, geesh, that was bad. Then he fights Gilbert Urbina, does what he's supposed to do. Loses to Proches. What are you going to do there? And then Semmelsberger, he beats him in a minute. So I definitely understand the very wide ITD line. And Mike Malot, the whole narrative on him is he beat a bunch of not great guys, which is what you're supposed to do. You're building up as a prospect. And then he quit against Neil Magny, which I can see why people would say that.
Neil Magny's no joke. Everybody leave Neil Magny.
Exactly. Like, that's like saying RDR fraud checked the other. Well, that implies that RDR is a fraud. So you're just being an asshole now. It's like, yeah, it was Neil fucking Magny, and then he comes out and he does what he's supposed to do against Trevin Giles. There was no grappling in that fight. Zero. Like, no control time. There was one takedown attempted. That was it. We're gonna have to see more from that, or more of the takedowns, the ground game out of Malot in this fight. Because Ratke, it's hard as fuck, and he can be very wild at times as well. So I love the ITD line here. got to play a little both sides because of that, but I'm firmly on the Mike Malott side. I think that loss to Neil Magny is going to only help him in his career. Yes, he's 33 years old, but this is a good fight to fight after losing to Neil, beating Trevin Giles. This is a great matchup in my opinion. So I'm on the Malott side here to get it done. Hopefully we see a submission. Has Charles ever been submitted? It looks like no, only been KO'd twice in his career. So
Malott can get ground and pound though too.
That's true. Exactly. Yeah, that's true.
This is a pretty
Canadians
binary.
don't fuck around when it comes to ground and pound. I tell you that much.
I told everybody about Jillian Robertson.
Jillian Robertson, Jasmine, she'll rain down tons of blows.
I know. I don't think Robertson's Canadian though, is she?
I believe so.
I don't believe so. I just it's what popped in my head though. When you're talking about ground and pound.
Well, good call.
That was something.
I'm pretty sure she.
Man, I wish I knew Marie was thinking about retiring instead of just the bet and the parlay piece. I would have fucking put everything down on Robertson.
Right, exactly. Yeah, she's Canadian. She's got the Canadian flag in her Tapology. So good call. Nice call out, even though I wasn't sure. You know what? She spent so much time in Miami with Dean Thomas. I wasn't 100%. I was like, her fight, dude, that was great. She saw Marina taking off the gloves and she looked over and she's like, I'm trying to retire all these women. I was like, damn.
That's pretty good. That was a really good interview for her. This fight though, look, Malott Radke is a GPP fight. I'm probably coming up just short of all in on it because it feels really binary. Yeah. Either Malott's going to get takedowns and score big, potentially huge with a finish somewhere in there, or if they're on the feet, Radke don't like. I know Neil Magny's Neil Magny. He don't play like Neil Magny. Radke's going to swing fucking bombs. If this stays in the feet, I think he'll get Malott out of there. For the
like
pick,
Trevor do at a punch.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to stay on the feet. I think Malott will get takedowns, score pretty big. If I had to guess, I would actually go. Give me Mike Malott via round 3 KO if I had to get an exact pick on this one. Regardless, though, this is one I'm going to try and get over to both guys in GPPs. A Radke win is not going to sink me. GPP special.
Yep.
All right, let's move on. Let's talk about the main card. Did we go through 7 fights already? Good for us.
I believe so. We're flying.
Benoit Sandani. Maybe we should just kick it to you first every week. Maybe I should feel like shit every week. Benoit Sandani taking on something called a Kiel Preple. I know
that's the new way to check your colon or something. Prepelec.
I mean, I shouldn't shit on him that much. It just I being funny. Sorry, Kyle, because he's back in the UFC, which losing years ago to Nordine Taleb and Austin Hubbard. Taleb was a problem back in the day, though. I mean, I feel bad. This is only 6 years ago, but back in the day. But back in the day, Taleb was a problem. Anyway, did I see that right? Yeah, Iaquinta versus Cowboy. Whew.
Oh, wow! He fought on both Cowboy cards. He fought on the Cowboy Gaethje fight.
Look at that. And we're kind of reaching here because Saint Denis actually is only coming in around minus 1100. Thought it was going to be higher than that, quite honestly. Prepelec around plus 700. Prepelec on short notice. Inside the distance numbers, under 1.5 rounds is minus 160, minus 550 for under 2.5 rounds on Bovada. I know I've been kicking it to you first, Monk, but I'm just going to get this out of the way. Lock in Saint Denis in cash games. Play as much as you can with being kind of responsible and in GPPs because he's going to be very popular. So use your game theory strategy versus how much you think he's going to smash, how many underdogs you like kind of factor in. I still want to be over to Saint Denis and Prepel. I'm just going to damn near full fade. If I'm doing 150, maybe I'll have 2 or 3 lineups just in case, but feels like a waste of money. I don't see this one happening. Monk, who you got?
Yeah, I'm with you. Benoit all day. It should be a relatively easy. I mean, he's been fighting good competition.
He's lost back-to-back fights, is what people are going to say here.
Yeah, to fucking Moicano, who's looked great lately, and then DP, who everyone says is the fantastic at lightweight. I agree with that. I'm not saying, but these are really good names. Smashed Frivola, Thiago Moises, Bonfim. Now he's doing it in not just the first round. He's a tremendous DraftKings scorer in 9.5 minutes against Moises, 150 points. 114 in less than 5 against Bonfim, 135 in 5 minutes against Miranda. So first round, second round.
Dude. Just stay down, brother. Just stay down.
So first round, second round doesn't matter. I'm just saying he's not first round dependent, although it might not see round 2 in this one. I'd kind of be surprised, to be honest, because he does have a lot to prove still. There are some naysayers coming down on him hard on those last 2 fights because he was the next coming. His nickname is, God of War and all this that comes with expectations. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm hoping he turns it around and shows, what he can do. Supposedly, I think this was him. He wasn't actually was this him? He wasn't.
Didn't have a head coach. He was training himself.
Yeah, training himself for Dustin Poirier and for good God. So if he's got an actual camp now, yeah, Benoit in all formats. This dude could easily have been our first $10,000 fighter, in my opinion. So give me him at 97 for sure.
This was a beating. Although he did take down. The first round didn't go horrendous.
Right.
Won the first round. Got a couple takedowns, was looking good, and then Dustin was like, "Nah, we're done here."
Yeah, it was a quick turnaround.
Let's move on and let's talk about
this is where we slow down.
These 4 fights. Alexa Grasso, Natalia Silva. Silva's a good prospect. This one is still the most interesting of the next 4, I think. Because Natalia Silva is about -240. The comeback on Grasso is +200. Fight goes to decision is -375. Your DraftKings salaries here. Silva's 8,800. Grasso is 7,400. Monk, I won't steal the thunder this time. Who you got?
I'm going to go with the favorite. I do like this fight, women's flyweight fight. I'm going to go with Natalia Silva, though, just because, and I know it's not like Grasso is, 28 and 31 years old. These women are basically in their prime still. Grasso looked decent. Obviously, her last 3 fights have been against Valentina. She was the champ.
Yeah, was the champion.
Oh, fantastic. But
I'll get to that in a second.
I'm just thinking Natalia Silva. I don't know, man. This is another coin flip fight, in my opinion. I'm kind of fading this one, I think. What did I write here? I put Grasso is a GPP and Silva is a GPP/fade because she does not score well whatsoever, and she's 8,800 this week. I don't know how she's really going to pay that off. Against Andraj, she scored 78, 50 against Vivi Araujo, 58 against Lee. So if she's not fighting Victoria Leonardo, basically one of the worst in the division, she's not scoring well. It was 85 against Bleda, 85 against Double J, and Alexa Grasso is tough as shit. Now, I do think Silva can win a decision. I also think Grasso can, so that's why I'm not on that fight or on Silva so much for GPPs. I kind of think we should fade her, but I like Grasso a little bit, but I'm going to pick Silva to win, but I'll probably have more Grasso and GPPs. As far as cash, honestly, I think Grasso's probably the only smart play because at 8,800, you
very smart play.
Yeah, you could get way more value in that price range compared to 8,800. So yeah, if this goes to decision, Grasso scores well. What does she last thing? What does she score in decision wins? 82.91. So that's right around the flyweight average, just below, and she's 7,400 this week. So yeah, I'm picking Silva, but the DFS favors Grasso.
You could say in there, I'm on Grasso. I'm going to pick Grasso straight up, but you could say it's a coin flip fight. Natalia Silva's -240.
Yeah,
I get +200 on the former champion.
That's
okay,
true.
Sure, sign me up. There's no way I don't have a little bit of money here on Alexa Grasso. Natalia Silva is really good for the division. Grasso's good takedown defense. She's getting better at grappling, and her boxing is fucking nasty. She's long, she's sharp, she's a problem. She was the champion of the world. Arguably beat Valentina twice.
Arguably.
Yeah. So I don't get this line. For everything you said about Natalia for DraftKings is true. Not a big score. Can't really play her, too expensive. Grasso viable for cash games at that number, live for a win, I think, clearly. And is the kind of winner, like any winner at 7,400 is got a shot for the optimal just based on how salaries fall. Like, for sure. Any win 76 and under is like, well, depending on what the rest of the card is, you may not need to do dick.
Right.
So just be cheap and put up over 50, 60 and you're going to be there. Regardless, she's got a lot of volume. And she could score 50 to 60 in a win here because if Silva gets a takedown in one of the 3 rounds and the other 2 are standing up, it's you lose a round of strike and could totally be there. Regardless, I like Grasso for the reasons mentioned. I'm going to play her in DraftKings. Is it an all-in type of fight? No, I probably overall to this fight will be underweight, and it's a matter of how popular Grasso is. I might just go field weight on Grasso if she's going to be the most popular dog on the card and people are agreeing with me. Nah. And by the way, I use the tools at DFS Army. Sign up, link below on YouTube. Make sure you get in there for all the tools because I use them too.
Yep.
I'm not good at projecting ownership, not my strength. So I use the tool, and based on kind of what I see there, I'll make a decision. But I think worst case, I'm field weight on Grasso.
I think you have to be
popular.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about. Oh God, do I have to? Jose Aldo. I'm in Zahabi. Aldo's minus 200. Zahabi's plus 170. Fight goes to decision minus 350. Both guys are strikers. It smells DraftKings garbage up in here. And just not a fight I really want to see, but regardless. On top of that, Aldo's 9,000. Zahabi 7,200. Monk, who you got?
I don't understand this. So this is the one that I was talking about. It's going to make people upset. And I do like Jose Aldo, but I'm going to pick the underdog straight up in a very, very boring decision. At 7,300, he's the only one I'm interested in DFS, and I don't have a ton of interest. It's just because of his salary. Neither guy scores well whatsoever. Jose Aldo at 9K. I mean, Jesus Christ, how is he going to pay this off? I think one time in his last, I don't even know how many wins, against Rob Font, he put up 102. Otherwise, we're looking at like 73, 75, 72, 60, like just very bad numbers, and it's consistent. He is, let's see, let me go back up. In his last 10, I mean, has he even landed a takedown outside of that Rob Font fight? I don't think so. Jonathan Martinez, he landed one takedown. That's the only one he's landed in at least 10 fights. The striking is like 5 strikes a minute was his top against Jonathan Martinez. I guess against Munoz, he put up 7.6, but it's like 2.9, between 2.9 and 4 for the rest of it. What is he going to do to score well? And the formula is there for Ayman Zahabi, who also isn't, taking people down. He's also not getting taken down. Hasn't allowed a takedown since Ricardo Ramos back in 2017. So that's very promising. He doesn't absorb a ton of strikes most of the time. And yeah, the formula is there for Aldo. Everyone hates it. Jonathan Martinez was getting shit on for doing exactly or Mario Batista was getting shit on for doing exactly what he was supposed to do against one of the best bantamweight best fighters of all time, and people are hating on him for it. It's like, oh, should he just stand there and fucking throw with Aldo, or should he completely neutralize one of the best ever's game plan and get a win over a great name? And that's exactly what Zahabi can do here. I think I'm picking him at 7,300 or 7,200. Holy shit. Aldo at 9K is insane. And the last thing, let me just look. When has Aldo ever been that expensive before? 78, 68. He's never, since 2021, when the DraftKings switched their scoring around, the highest he's been is 8,600 against Pedro Munoz. That is it. He's a dog in every other fight, and now he's 9K. So if you're paying that, good luck to you. I hope you get the knockout, but Ayman Zahabi, I'm picking him squarely. He's been KO'd once in his career. I don't see how this fight scores well at all unless it's the underdog.
The one thing I'll correct you on is Jose Aldo is one of the best featherweights of all time. He's now trying to suck his soul out of his body to make bantamweight, which is a problem. But I was going back. I mean, look at all the fights he's had. I clicked on just because I was curious for a second. The
41 pro fight,
Kenny Ken Blow fight, Uriah Faber, Cub Swanson, fucking just. Chad
Mendez, Edgar, Korean Zombie
in 2013.
Mendez twice.
Jesus.
Frankie Edgar twice.
So
Moicano win in 2019 is great.
The longevity is there. We all like Jose Aldo. DraftKings, like you said, I'm going to pick Aldo. I think he wins. I still think he's a slightly better striker, but the only one I'm going to consider playing is Ayman Zahabi because he's cheaper. He can go to decision. It's fine for cash games if you want to go there. I'm not. I prefer Grasso, but there's just no reason to play Jose Aldo at that price. Ayman Zahabi is live. I'll mix him in. Overall, one of my least favorite fights in the card, 2 targets. All right, let's move to the main event of the evening. Valentina Shevchenko. I'm not letting this go. And Manon Ferriot. Shevchenko is the dog. About plus 110 across the board. Come back on Fierro about minus 130. fight, I believe, goes to decision is minus 275. And then, let me look the rest of the way here. Your DraftKings salaries for this one should be the mid-range fighter, just right around it, no?
I think it's 85 and 70.
Yeah, Fiora's 8,500. It opened up a little bit wider. 8,500 for Fioro, 7,700 for Shevchenko. Monk, who you got?
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting Shevchenko at underdog prices. She's the one. I mean, obviously, lately, Fioro's been landing some takedowns and whatnot, a couple here and there, a little control time. But if I get one of the best DraftKings scores at any weight class for 7,700 in a 5-round fight, I'm going to be way over. And yeah, she's 37. I don't think she doesn't look 37. She just did her thing 3 times in a row against a 30 and 31-year-old Grasso. Fioro's not 30, 31. She's not 28. She's 5 years old. She's got 13 pro fights. That's the amount of strictly UFC wins that Valentina has. She might even have close to more rubies than that at this point. I know it's 8, but still. And Fioro, outside of the last fight, is not scoring anything, like nothing whatsoever. She put up 107 against Blanchfield. Fantastic. As a big underdog, made optimal lineup. 54 against Rose, 74 against Caitlin, 81, 87. Like, what are we doing here? You can probably stack this, but is Fioro going to be able to take Valentina down? Like,
I think I think this is by far the better stack.
Oh, 100%. I'm not
than
stacking
the main event.
Yeah,
if you definitely stack it.
Yeah, this is the one.
You get 5 rounds. Remember, a lot of these fights for Manol are 3 rounds, and she's like 90, 90. You know, the Rose fight was a weird fight, but she would still. I think for cash or for fine stacking this up.
Yeah, I agree. But the pick is Valentina. She's my GPP pick. I'm squarely on her. You know, if I'm not stacking, I'm playing her 100%. So yeah, I just at 77, man, this is like getting Volk at whatever price we got him at against Diego Lopez. It's the same shit. So yeah, I'm squarely on Shevchenko, much higher on her than Fioro, who was mostly a striker. Again, that's what I say every week. I just said it about Aldo and whoever else. If you're a striker only, you're not getting it done in the first round, then you're not scoring well and paying off that salary. Now she's only 85. She's not.
And it's got 5 rounds though.
And she's got 5 rounds, but yeah, I mean, I don't think Shevchenko is just going to get manhandled by Manon Fioro on the feet. So she'll take her down. She'll do other things. And yeah, I just like Shevchenko a lot here. I'd be pretty surprised if she loses this like via finish. I'd be very surprised.
I'd be a little surprised. Look, here's what I'm on Fioro. Definitely stack it up. Is Valentina live? Sure. I like this fight in the mid range. I'm higher on Fioro for the reason that Shevchenko really needed the takedowns against Grasso. Like, we can agree, Grasso was winning on the feet, which up until those fights, you didn't see Shevchenko losing the feet.
Mm-hmm.
Grasso beat her on the feet. Agreed. Like Shevchenko
in the first 2, yeah, in the first 2 for sure.
Yeah, needed those takedowns, and she got 8 takedowns in the last fight.
Yeah.
So Fioro, on the other hand, has got 93% takedown defense. Blanchfield wasn't taking her down. I know Jennifer Maya got her down, and the other ones here. Regardless, I think Fioro on the feet is going to be a problem. Shevchenko, I think, needs takedowns again. And everyone tries to take Mano down. And it really doesn't happen that often. Below that reason, I'm going to lean towards the challenger hearing and new Shevchenko. I know Fioro's just as old. Shevchenko can make the arguments fight-able. Fioro has been around combat sports a long time. I actually think Fiora's just better on the feet, and Shevchenko's going to need these takedowns. Can she get them? Maybe. I did write this up. I think in my write-up, this feels like an any given Sunday type of fight. Based on what I just saw, Shevchenko against Grasso, and the way Fioro's looked, what she did to Blanchfield, I'm going to lean towards Fioro. Stack it up in cash games, GPPs. Don't go all in here, but I would honestly, this one, because you can't go over everywhere, I would go over the fighter you're picking to win and under on the other fighter. I don't think it's one you could slam in both sides of.
Agreed.
Main event time.
Bilal lovers, stand up. Let's go. All 3 of us. I see you out there. I see you.
He is so unintentionally cringy. Bilal Muhammad minus like that. Bilal Muhammad minus 175. Come back on Jack Dela is plus 150. Where are we in the world that I would rather see Machado Gary as champion than Bilal Muhammad? Isn't that fucked up?
I know you love Ian Gary.
And I fucking hate that motherfucker. But he'd be a better champion. Bilal's minus 160. Fight goes to decision is minus 160. And the fucked up part is I can't even pick Jack Della Matalena. I want to, too. I'm going to be rooting so hard against Bilal, which is I know what he wants in his whole bullshit shticky.
Well, hey, man, if everyone hates you, you got to play into it. You know, you'd be dumb not to.
He's Dollar Tree Colby Covington. That's what he is.
That's disrespectful.
Is it inaccurate?
That is disrespectful.
Am I wrong?
Yes. Yes.
In terms of the ability to talk on the microphone, not in terms of fighting.
Oh, well, yeah.
Okay.
Probably.
I don't
probably.
I meant in terms of the shtick he's playing. He's trying to be Colby and it's coming off terrible. Fighting wise, I'm not going to tell you that Colby's better. I'm not going to do that. All right. I'm trying for this to help this fight here for conversation. Bilal's 8,700. Jack Della 7,500. Monk, who you got?
Oh yeah, we're on Bilal Muhammad this week. 87 is a decent salary for a 5-round fighter that can literally do everything. So this is what was most surprising to me. Like, yeah, his striking isn't Jack Della Maddalena, who's landing 7 strikes a minute, 5.7, 7.3. But Bilal lands 4.5 strikes a minute extremely consistently through all 5 rounds, guys. All 5 rounds. It's between 4.2 and 4.53. Every time. He's also getting the takedowns, half a takedown to over a takedown per 5. Control time goes up and up and up every round, caps at almost 2 minutes. Like it's just not as bad as a lot of people have said. It's not anywhere near Jack Della Maddalena, but you know, unless you believe that video where he put fucking Craig Jones to sleep, he's got what else is he gonna do? How's he gonna stop the wrestling? I just don't see it. Also, we don't know anything about his cardio. He has not gone. He's been scheduled in 1 5-round fight. It did not make it that far, almost. But we have no idea what this dude looks like in the 4th round at all. In the 16th minute, it's never happened in his career. So, Bilal, we know, has, you know, very, very good cardio. I'm not going to say Marab-like, but it's up there for sure. And his defense is solid. I don't know, man. I just think he can, as long as he doesn't stay on the feet the whole time, which he won't, then I don't see how Jack Della Maddalena even wins this fight. So I'm all in on Bilal Muhammad pretty much. I think he's fine in all formats. I will be playing some Jack Della Maddalena in GPPs, obviously. But again, outside of, you know, and Jack does actually score well outside of the 1st round. Maybe not, actually. Randy Brown was, yeah, he doesn't. 83 against Basil Hafez. Yeah. So if Basil Hafez can take you down 3 times and control you in his debut fight on short fucking notice, what the fuck is Bilal? What are you going to do against Bilal Muhammad, man? This is a dominating fighter. Like him or hate him, he is a dominating fighter in his last 5, 6, 7 fights against great names in the division. Yeah, Maia was a bit older, Thompson a bit as well. Sean Brady win. He finished him, didn't even land a takedown, not 1 second of control time, and finished the guy that I think is going to be fighting him again for the belt very, very soon. Sean Brady looks fantastic, and he demolished that dude. So, yeah, I'm on squarely on Bilal Muhammad in all formats, core play for sure.
I can poke a hole, but it's welterweight as shit because Leon Edwards, come on, let's be honest about what Leon was.
Oh, at least we're starting to be as soon as he lost that one. Just like we're honest about Bo Nickel and not saying he's a fraud. He just needs to get better in certain aspects.
Old man Gilbert Burns, old man Stephen Thompson, old man Damian Maia, Vicente Luque. This was a revenge fight. Vicente Luque has fallen off aggressively because of his fighting style. The Brady's the good win for sure. There's a lot of holes in Bilal's little win streak, and I still think he quit in this fight, but whatever. Fine. Got poked in the eye. I mean, Bruno Silva would have kept fighting, but okay.
Well, Bruno Silva doesn't have title aspirations.
You know, the way Jack Della wins, to answer the question, by the way, is right here. Jeff Neal knocked down Bilal twice and got a win. And Vicente Luque knocked him out cold. On the feet, you can get it, Bilal. I know it's improved. Jack Dela is the better striker.
What year did that happen in? Was Kyle Preple in the UFC when he got knocked
Jeff Neal,
out?
2019.
Yes, he was.
Jeff Neal was
2019.
This was 2016. Regardless.
Even worse.
But he's been leaning on the grappling, except against Sean Brady. I get it. I'm just saying, clearly, Jack Dela is the more dangerous striker and can land something big on the feet. Can happen. I am with you overall, as much as I hate Bilal's shtick and whatever the fuck is going on. God, welterweight's so cringy and bad. It might be Colby's fault, too. Fuck you, Colby, if it's your fault. Got Gary trying to be this combination of Colby and Connor. And God, welterweight sucks. But regardless, Bilal, I agree with you. He'll get takedowns. He'll control Jack Dela. He'll score big. It's 5 rounds. Go ahead. The Colemaine's better to stack. Play Bilal in all formats with this much time to work. I would be surprised if Jack Dela wins. I gave you the path. Play a couple shares in GPPs, but I'm on Bilal Muhammad as well, as much as I clearly do not like it.
Because let's not forget, this was supposed to be Shavkat. All right? This is a gigantic step down, in my opinion. Not gigantic. I don't mean to disrespect JDM. I don't. I do. I like JDM a lot. I don't think he's ready for this. What's about to happen to him on
Gilbert
Saturday.
Burns just took him down 7 times, and it took a Hail Mary knockout in the 3rd round for him to win his last fight.
Yeah.
Coming off of 2 to Kevin Holland.
His last few performances are not great on paper. Not the Kevin Holland fight. He was a split decision.
Last 3 on paper.
Yeah. Yep.
Because
if he's not getting it done in the first round, question marks.
So see what happens. Definitely is a step down. All right, guys, we broke down all 12 fights, keeping DraftKings in mind, but don't go. We're not done yet. Got to give you a kill shot. They've been red hot too, I got to say. Killshot is an under-owned play who can help you win a GPP. No chalk, no main. In this case, no co-main, no title fights allowed. Who is somebody sneaky that our watchers, viewers, listeners, who should be hitting the like button right now? Monk, who's somebody sneaky that can help them win a GPP?
I've got 2. I probably need to pick one. Last week I gave you Montel. He won. It did not pay off the first time, but I also gave you RDR as a backup. This week I'll do the same. Fuck. You know what? We're not going to hedge. It's Ivan Urslon, 7,100. That's what we're going with. The other one I would have given you is Zahabi, but he might score 50 fucking points. You know what I mean? So
Urslan is even borderline because that's going to be a chalky fight. But we're going to let it go. We're going to let it go at 70 now. 71's fine. He's 7,100.
If so, I'd pick Zahabi as a backup.
I think Urslan's fine, but good to have a backup. I'm going to need a ruling for you because I'm going to take someone who is a favorite on DraftKings, but the line is moved against him. He's going to get a lot. He's going to be pretty under-owned. Decent ITD prop. Give me Daniel Santos.
I think that's perfectly fine.
8,300. Think gets low ownership. Think he finds a finish or a lot of butt humping control time for those points we like.
Exactly. No, I think that's fine. Yeah, absolutely.
Right, guys. On that note, guys, hit the like button. UFC 315 in the books in the Killshot MMA podcast. Hopefully, we'll see you guys next week. Share with your friends. If you didn't already, I said it 4 times, but hit the like button.
Yeah.
Monk, good luck to you. More winners in the DFS Army Discord coming. We've been on a nice little run. We'll see you in there. Keep posting them. They are always fun. When the last fight ends on Saturday, people flooding with screenshots. It's happened that way 3 of the last 4 weeks.
Love it.
So,
love it.
Keep them coming, guys. Good luck. Shout out to all the guys who are members. We will see you next time.